All right, so we're just a few weeks away from opening day now, and most teams are pretty much locked in with their rosters.
Hmm.
But there's still
This one big piece.
one big piece out there,
Still unsigned?
a real game changer,
Yeah.
and that's Alex Bregman,
Big name.
a big name.
Huge.
Now, if you're not a diehard baseball fan, you might be thinking, so what, right?
Yeah.
Players change teams all the time.
Right. Happens every season.
But trust me,
This is different.
this is different. Bregman's situation is unique, and today we're going to dig into why,
Yeah.
to really understand what makes this such a big deal.
Absolutely.
We're going to be looking at this article that just came out.
Yeah, about the MLB free agency, all the big moves.
All the big moves and the players that are still out there.
Exactly.
Okay, so first things first, let's talk about why Alex Bregman is such a hot commodity.
All right. So this article actually ranks him as the number 3 free agent
Number 3.
this year.
Wow, that's high,
Yeah. Yeah, and it makes you think
especially when you see other big names.
like Jack Flaherty is already
Flaherty's back in Detroit.
back in Detroit. Moncada is signed with the Angels.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Big moves happening left and right, but Bregman's still out there. So what makes him so special?
He's got it all. I mean,
Yeah.
you look at his stats, he's
Yeah.
consistently been one of the top hitters in the league.
Yeah.
I mean, look at his career OPS plus.
Now, OPS plus for those of you who don't speak baseball.
Yeah, it's basically a way to measure how good a hitter is
Right.
compared to everyone else.
Okay.
And you got to adjust for the ballparks.
Oh, that's right. Some parks are.
Yeah, some parks are hitter friendly,
Yeah.
some are
Okay.
pitcher friendly.
Makes a difference.
Huge difference.
So his OPS plus is way above average.
Oh yeah, consistently. And not just that.
Yeah.
He's also a solid defender
At third base.
at third base.
Yeah.
You know, he's a Gold Glover. And then he's also got tons of experience playing in the postseason.
Oh yeah, playoff experience. That's huge.
Yeah, he's been there, he's done that, he knows how to handle the pressure.
Right.
So, he's really that complete package that teams are looking for.
So we've got a top tier player. He's got the stats. He's got the experience. He's got the whole shebang.
Yeah, the whole 9 yards.
Mm-hmm. Why is he still a free agent?
Right, that's the million-dollar question.
Yeah, it's almost the season you'd think someone would snatched him up by now.
Yeah, and the article actually goes into a few reasons why teams might be hesitating.
Yeah. What are they saying?
Well, one of the big things is age.
Age. Okay.
Yeah.
So he's not exactly a rookie anymore.
Well, he's getting up there.
Yeah.
Teams are getting a little more cautious about
Yeah.
giving out these massive long-term contracts.
Yeah, especially to guys who are a little
Especially
aggravated.
to players who are on the back end of their careers.
Right.
There's always that risk
That they're not.
that they're not going to perform
the same way?
at the same level they did,
Yeah.
5-6 years ago.
Right. So teams are kind of weighing
Weighing their options.
their options. Yeah, the risk versus reward.
Exactly.
Okay, age is a factor, but is there anything else?
Another thing they're talking about is the
Was it the Houston factor?
Minute Maid Park factor.
Yeah, the Minute Maid Park factor.
So, Bregman's played his whole career in Houston, and Minute Maid Park,
It's a hitter's park.
it is known to be very hitter-friendly.
Very hitter-friendly.
It's designed to help batters
Yeah.
hit more home runs.
Like basically playing on easy mode.
Pretty much, yeah.
Right.
So some teams are wondering, if he goes to a different park that's not quite so generous,
Right.
are his numbers going to stay the same?
That's a good question.
Mhm.
I mean, it's kind of like, those cooking shows where they bring in like home cooks and they're amazing in their own kitchens,
Yeah.
but then you get them in like a professional kitchen
Right, with different equipment.
and they're like completely lost.
And they can't replicate it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of the same thing with ballparks.
Right. Different environment, different results potentially.
Exactly.
Okay, so we got age, we got the ballpark factor. Anything else?
Well, there's always the possibility
Yeah.
that Bregman's just,
Playing hardball?
playing hardball in the negotiations.
Right.
Maybe he's holding out for a longer contract
Yeah.
than teams are willing to offer.
Yeah. He's betting on himself.
He knows his worth,
Yeah.
and he's not going to settle.
Right.
So it's kind of like a high-stakes poker game.
It is a high-stakes poker game. Yeah. Who's going to blink first?
Exactly.
All right. So we've talked about why he's still a free agent. Let's talk about where he might end up.
Yeah, the rumor mill is churning.
The article mentions a few potential landing spots.
Yeah, some interesting ones.
Obviously, the Astros are still in the mix.
Of course, he's been there his whole career.
Right. They know him. He knows them.
Familiar territory.
Right.
But there are a couple other teams that are really intriguing.
Okay, like who?
Well, the Detroit Tigers.
Oh, Tigers, okay.
They have A.J. Hinch as their manager now.
Right.
And he was Bregman's manager in Houston.
Back when they won the World Series.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so there's definitely a connection there.
familiarity, yeah.
And the Tigers are, they're a team that's on the rise.
They're looking to make a splash.
They're trying to contend, yeah.
So Bregman could be that missing piece for them.
Potentially, yeah.
All right, so the Tigers, who else?
The Red Sox.
Oh, the Red Sox, yeah.
They're always in the mix.
Big market team.
Big market. They're not afraid to spend money.
Yeah.
And they've got a history of,
Of making big moves.
Of making big moves.
Right.
So they could definitely be in play for Bregman.
And they need help. They need to
get back to the World Series.
get back to the World Series, yeah.
They haven't been there in a while.
Okay, so we got the Tigers, we got the Red Sox. Anyone else?
The Cubs,
Yeah.
another team that's, they're in a bit of a transition.
Yeah, they're rebuilding.
They're rebuilding,
but they could make a move.
they might see Bregman as a cornerstone
Right, a guy to build around.
to build the team around.
Right, so yeah.
So, there are a lot of possibilities here.
Yeah, and it's amazing to think that just one player's decision
One player
could have such a huge impact
on the entire league.
on the entire league.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a domino effect.
Exactly. Where Bregman ends up could affect other players.
Like who?
Well, think about Nolan Arenado,
Oh yeah, another top third baseman.
another top third baseman.
Right.
He's in a similar situation,
Right.
contract-wise.
Contract-wise, so where Bregman goes could affect
His contract negotiations.
his negotiations. Yeah.
Could affect potential trades.
Wow. So this is way more than just
It's bigger than just one player.
one guy switching teams.
Yeah,
This could reshape the entire landscape of the league.
potentially.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's fascinating to watch it all unfold.
It is, and it really makes you think, which team
Yeah.
would be the best fit for Bregman?
Right.
Not just for him, but for their overall strategy.
Exactly.
Like, what would it take for a team to land a player of his caliber?
What kind of deal would they have to make?
What kind of sacrifices would they have to make?
Right. Would they have to give up prospects? Would they have to, reshuffle their payroll?
Yeah.
It's a lot of moving parts.
It's a lot of moving parts, yeah.
And it's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out.
It really is.
Yeah.
So much intrigue, so much to think about as we head into the season.
Yeah, it's going to be a wild ride. It's going to be a wild ride, and we'll be here to break it all down for you.
Every step of the way.
Every step of the way. So stay tuned, baseball fans, because things are about to get really interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Really interesting.
Buckle up.
Buckle up.
It's going to be fun.
It's going to be fun.